don't know if it was the new medicine or whatever, but she was having countless, like 50, 60, 70 seizures a day. And we were in the hospital for almost a month. My daughter has seizures. And she started having seizures before 14 years old. And we were in a plane, and suddenly she passed. My husband started screaming because he thought that she was dead. But it was just sudden, it wasn't like something. For 14 years, she went to school, she struggled in school, but we never knew that there was something going on. The doctor just decided just to medicate her and let's wait. Unfortunately, things were not smooth. She started having, but the seizures were like really, really little seizures. So since she was having little seizures, we decided to come to the States and see what was going on. We found out that she has this malformation. It's called a double band heterotopia, or I don't know the name of it. It was just shocking. She was having many medicines and she was doing okay, having little seizures every time more often. When she was 18, it was really hard. We didn't want the school to know, and we were worried that maybe the school will ask us for her to move her from school, and so we decided to have it like quiet. But it was very hard, like the medicines she was taking. Sometimes she woke up in the morning and she couldn't like walk, but we deal with it, It was like we just tried to make the best out of it. When she graduated, we decided that we needed her to go on with her life and do as possible a normal life. And we wanted her to be by herself and learn to live by herself. She was taking her medicines and she was having some seizures, but not too many seizures. And we were always trying to look for something else. Ricardo always thought of that maybe there was something else around the world that we were not doing for Sylvie to improve her life quality, let's say. We went to Italy, we went to see this doctor, and he recommended this medicine, and we put her on that medicine. We call Israel, we call everywhere. And he always had this feeling that there's something else around the world that maybe he didn't know about. He wouldn't have a life like every night searching. And so to make the story short, we ended up with this doctor in New York, and he suggested in order to put her on CBD, we needed to wind her out of this medicine, the one from Italy. And he suggested to put her in the hospital for 3-4 days to wind her off, just to be on the safe part. So we said, okay, fine. And we did. Apparently she was doing okay. The day we came out and we went to the apartment in New York, she started having dropping seizures. To the floor. It was like really bad because apparently the winding of the medicine was too fast, and she was with somebody every single minute of the day. But it was just exhausting, we didn't have a life. It was like my husband was like just praying every day for her to go to sleep so that he could breathe. She was having 5, 8, 10 seizures a day, and if she was standing, she would just fall. It all depends how long the seizure is, because when they're little, she will just like stay. But if she's standing and she has like a long seizure, it's like a shortcut. She just fall. And then we came to Miami for, I don't remember what, like 3 years ago. And my cousin, out of the blue, she calls me and she says, Denise, you know what? I want you to meet this yoga guru. And I said, yes, sure. So she gave me the phone number and I call and I said to myself, I'll just give it a try. Why not? And I call and I left a message saying, I'm Nicole's cousin. I'm here for the weekend. Just give me a call. So he called me back same day and he said, okay, I can see you tomorrow at 1. And I walk into his office and he said to me, why are you here? And I look at him and I said, you know what? I was asking myself the same question. My daughter has seizures. And he said, oh, that's easy. I said, no, it's not that easy. It's not just like seizures out of the blue. It has a condition. It's a malformation of his, there's a malformation and it's not that easy. And he's like, if I tell you it's easy, it's easy. So after treatment, he said, I would love to meet your daughter. So the next day we went with Sylvie. He talked to her really strong, telling her like, your parents are people and they deserve to have a life. And then he said to Ricardo, I can help you. I need to treat her and to treat you guys as a family. The 3 of us went to see him and we were here for 21 days doing yoga and exercise and treatment and boxing. It was like intense. It was like 5 hours a day pretty much, or 4 hours a day. It was hard. And then he made us realize that yes, Sylvana was overprotected. So he made us aware that we needed her first, for her to understand that she is a strong person, very strong, and to understand that things happen and she could go on and make her to empower her. But yes, my life before Vlad and now, I mean, it's another thing. And her life. Definitely empowering her was a game changer. And he made her sleep by herself, going into an elevator by herself, and just different ways to empower her. He showed her that it's amazing how strong she is and how yoga is her medicine. He's the best. I do believe in him 100%. I mean, you have to believe in people, definitely. If you don't believe and you don't trust, there's nothing. Make us realize that Sylvie has her condition, but she can make a living, a nice living with her condition. And she has to work hard for her to be the way she wanna be. Now, sometimes she has like a week or 2 weeks without seizures, sometimes. But some days she doesn't have good days and she can have 3 or 4 seizures a day. It all depends. She has learned to feel and understand her body. Like sometimes she's like, I'm a little dizzy, I'm just gonna sit down. So we took her out of the CBD. No, she is medicated. She takes 3 different medications. Our goal eventually one day, I hope, is to take her out of the medication. But if you ask me, yes, she's still taking her medicines, but I do believe that the big difference in Sylvana and in our life is the work we have done with Vladimir, 100%. and we keep on doing it, and discipline. And the days that Sylvie have not such good days, that doesn't mean she doesn't do what she needs to do, but that's the way it is, you know. You just accept the days that are not so good and just go on.